What is up, YouTube family? We're back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview. Today we got Anthony. You just turned, you're 24, bro?
24, yes.
24, just closed your first wholesale deal. And how much have you made?
23,100.
23G, basically 24G, right?
23, but yeah.
You got it, man. So anyways, you guys, if you recently closed your first wholesale deal, what I'd like you to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram. Show me the money. Show me a picture of a check. I love to get you on. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, gosh, come on, man. Shit, what are you doing, dude? So you can hit me up on Instagram. Go to Khang, Khang dot like a pure WTM. But I love to bring you on, basically to share your story. The reason I do this, inspire, motivates, let everyone that's watching this, it's not just King Kong doing this, man, but normal, regular people, just you and I. When I first started, I was just watching other people too. And I was like, hey, you know what? Can I do this? Would this work for me? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, you put in the work, you stay committed, you too can make it happen. You don't need to be smart. I'm a high school dropout, as dumb as can be. And I'm sitting here now, you know, sharing with you guys what I've learned throughout the past 10 years in real estate, in the game, and what we're doing and how we can make it happen. But Anthony, man, no further ado, you guys, if you enjoy this, please show my guests and myself some love, and boom, smash that thumbs up. Really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. But Anthony, let's jump in, man. Quick story, quick background about yourself, dude.
So I currently live in Houston. Like we said earlier, 24 years old. Went to college, maybe a year and a half. It was a community college, and we're taking basics and everything. And we were, just sitting in the classroom, and like I didn't understand why we were learning this stuff. How is this going to apply to real life? How is it going to teach you how to make money? And after being there for a year and a half, I decided to drop out and get into entrepreneur and business and all that. Actually started trying to sell on Amazon, doing Amazon FBA.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of big on e-commerce. I started making some, I guess, like passive income there, and I was like, okay, this is what it feels like, to make passive income. I think the most I made in a day was, I think it was like $600 in a day, which is pretty good for a young person. But then I actually came across your YouTube channel, and you were talking about wholesaling, what it is, the process, how to do it, no license needed. So I was tuning in to learn how to do it, and then you're posting all these videos, saying 30K checks in like a month or whatever. So I was like, damn, let me watch this guy, let me subscribe. Yeah, let me subscribe, and let me see what he's talking about. So that's when I actually started to just learn what wholesaling is, how to do it. And I also watch your buddy Ryan. I'm subscribed to him as well.
Pineda.
Yeah, I use his contract actually. So sorry.
It's all good, dude.
Yeah. So I learned from y'all, and yes, so glad that I got my first deal. The first deal was 23K, and then I got another small deal that just closed this past Monday. It was only 1,000, but I didn't do any marketing whatsoever. I just essentially brought the buyer to the partner. So that was an easy $1,000. I might have another 5,000 closing maybe next week. So, we'll see where that goes.
Nice, bro. So that $1,000 is basically kind of a JV deal.
Yeah, JV deal.
Okay. So, dude, first, before we discuss about how you got your first wholesale deal, which is a 23,000, Anthony's going to break it down, you guys. There's no sales pitch, no nothing. Sit back, relax, take notes. The only thing that's going to leave you is that you got to put in the WORK. All right. So before we get into the 23,000, I want to know is how did you end up making 1,000 if this is a JV deal?
The guy, the JV deal guy he was kind of arrogant. And he was, like the cocky, jerky real estate investor guy.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't watch this video. But he wouldn't tell me how much he got it under contract for. He wouldn't tell me how much he was making or what the spread was.
Sure.
And I started off the bat trying to say I want 10,000. But he was like, I'm not even making 10,000, whatever. I don't know if I believe him or not. But at that point, I was just like, $1,000 is $1,000. So I'll just take what I can get.
So now, let me ask you, for everyone that's listening, when you're new into the game, obviously you're basically fresh into the game, right? So people that have been in the game a little bit longer, the way that negotiates, they know how to handle people. So obviously they're going to dominate, right? So I'm here to teach you what I have learned for the past 10 years, all the mistake, the trial, the error, and what I have to go through, right? To be a stone cold dude. I'm not after I watched Pineda, dude, I don't think I'm as a good dude killer negotiator as Pineda. I gotta say, dude, Pineda is a stone cold killer. I wouldn't want to go up and negotiate against that dude. Pineda's actually one of my idol too, man. He's definitely a great guy, a great role model, man, and a freaking killer entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's talk about this deal, dude. So now when the guy brought you, when obviously you JV on a deal, typically a fair JV deal is obviously a 50-50 split. But here's how you're going to position yourself. So my question to you is, what did that guy tell you about this deal?
He didn't tell me much, honestly. He just gave me, the basics. It was two duplexes on the same lot.
Hold, bro. So we're not gonna go into like the whole property details. You guys, this is what I do if I were to like coach someone. Like I'm diving into how you negotiate, how the deal went down, and how you can prevent it in the future to obviously get your fair share of the deal. So my question to you is, when you reach out to him on this JV deal, or did he reach out to you and say, hey, if you bring me a buy for the deal?
I think he actually reached out to me. He was about to buy another deal that I had.
Sure.
But that didn't go through. And then he said that he said he had another property that he, wanted to sell.
Okay,
and
hold on a
he was
second.
willing
Hold
to
on.
JV.
Gotcha. So he tells you that I have another property that I want to JV.
Yeah.
Okay. When he said that, what did you like? What would you respond back to him?
I don't remember. I probably just asked like what kind of deal it is and what kind of property, and then getting the basic rundown.
Right. So typically what it is most people want to say, hey, so if I bring you a buyer, what is my part, right? So how much do I get paid? My question to you is, did you ask that question or what?
I did. We talked about the split, and then I told him, the usually it's 50-50 or 60-40. That's the only two that I've heard, those two options. And he was like, I don't believe in a split like that, because he was like, I spend $12,000 a month trying to make the phone ring, so I don't believe in a split like that. That's what he told me. Sure.
Now you guys got to understand, this is the real world. This is the business world. All right. It all comes down to is negotiating. If it's because a lot of you are going to comment and be like, hey, that dude is not fair. That dude is not fair. No, dude, it's the business world. It's the entrepreneur world. All right. If you're a better negotiator, you win. If you're not, you need to learn and you need to upgrade. It's not about pointing finger. Oh, that guy, that gal take advantage of me. No, dude, this is the business. Dude, this is the real world. Then you just got to up your game. Right. So basically what this guy's positioning himself is obviously like he knows, right? So so now when you tell him, hey, so what is the split? And did he say anything?
He just he just told me that he didn't believe in a split like that.
So but when you negotiate with him, did you ask him, so what do you typically pay?
Yeah, he asked me what I wanted, and then I said, $10K.
Biggest dude, that's your first problem, right? That's why. So typically when anyone from now on, dude, asks you for a number, ask them back. Always. Remember, whoever gives the number first lose. And then you mention, hey, there's a 50-50 split. You shouldn't even mention that. You shouldn't even mention, hey, I heard of a 40-60 split. Don't even mention that. Like you guys, I have people that JV with me, and it's how I play the game. All right. I always ask them, so what do you want, Anthony? Right? Hey, listen, I have so much buyers now that I don't do a 50-50 split. unless I come down to like I have to, like I don't need to. So there's wholesaler out there that have built up their massive amount of buyers already. And if you just jump on and you just want to be like, hey, you know what? I got a buyer here, you know, I want do a 50-50 split. Some wholesalers say, screw it, right? No, I'm not going to give you 50% of my profit. I got so much buyer, I'm going to pitch it out to someone that's willing to take less. So you guys, you got to understand, like, it's a game, right? So some wholesaler won't agree with that. I'm just saying is how can you position yourself so that way you're not, you're basically not being either, you know, taken advantage of or not squeezed of your fair share. So, so he asked you what you want and you said that 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing you should have done is to ask him, hey, you know what, man, this is my first JV deal. I'm not familiar with it. I just want to know, that's how you want to position then, you know, hey, if I bring you a buy, man, I just want to know what is fair. What is fair? What do you typically pay? So that's how you position yourself to get the other person to give you a number saying, hey, I'm new to this. It's okay. Say, hey, or you can just say, hey, I've never done a JV deal before. I've always done a deal alone. But I love to work with you. I love to build a long-term relationship, right? It's all about that build a long-term relationship. So I want to know, what is fair share? What do you typically pay? And then once they mention a number, then it's negotiating time. Right? So now it's negotiating time. So you tell him 10,000, and then obviously now he tells you, hey, I got marketing costs, I got all this cost, yada, 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 yada. And then who's the one that mentioned $1,000?
That was him. He said, I'll give you $1,000 for it. And then I got him up to 2,000. But then when the negotiation happened with, you know, him and the end buyers,
sure.
And the end buyers, they said that the rehab was more expensive than what they thought. So
sure.
They had to renegotiate down, and then he cut my 2,000 to 1,000.
I got you. So, Anthony, here's my next question, man. So when you guys talk about the split or how much we're going to pay you at this time, like you guys, this is the details that you don't see other people post on their channel. Like these are details where I actually like this. If you get a one-on-one mentor, I don't do one-on-one, but when you get a one-on-one, this is what they do. They dive into and they teach you not just business, right? How to do this, but these are details that most people like don't teach. And this is when you actually in the business, you're in the dirt, you're grinding every day. These are things that you need to know. Right? Because everyone else can talk about the basic stuff, how to wholesale, get a house under contract, but this is the thing that goes inside of getting a deal done. Now, dude, so when he mentioned $1,000, now when he mentioned that was that before you brought a buyer or is that after you brought a buyer?
It was before.
Okay. So basically, he said, hey, dude, Anthony, if you bring me a buyer, the best I can do is I'm just going to give you $1,000 on it, right?
Yeah, as like a finder's fee.
Okay. I gotcha. And once again, it all comes down to is agreeing, right? And if that's what they say, when you do find a buyer, you come back and you can negotiate, which Anthony did, and he was able to get it up to 2,000, and then the negotiating happened. It went back to 1,000.
Sadly.
The only thing that I see you do here wrong, dude, is just obviously mentioning the number first to the guy.
Yeah.
And when you listen. When you JV2, when you have a buyer, you got to understand the other person wants your buyer just as much as you got to. So don't come in a lack of confidence. Don't come in as weaker than. Just understand that you got a buyer. The other person needs you just as much as you need them to get the deal done. So just make sure that you negotiate. So anyways, Anthony, let's jump in and let's talk about your first wholesale deal, man. So break it down bit by bit. How do you find the seller and all of that, dude?
So I guess I can start off with, I started wholesaling in February, right? And
2021.
This year.
Okay.
And I got prop stream and everything.
Nice.
What else did I get? I think
all right, hold on, Anthony. I gotta do the plug-in. I gotta do a plug-in. So for those of you, if you don't have prop streams, definitely missing out. The number one place to go get your data when you're pulling distressed property. When distressed property means these are people that are ready and willing to sell to you at a major discount because they're in a certain situation. When you're looking for property that's on the market, you're competing with too many buyers already nationwide. But when you're able to pull your own private list, which we do on PropStream for many years, my affiliate link is right below in the descriptions. Check them out. You can get a 7 days free trial with them. After the 7 days, if you don't like them, boom, you can disconnect, no string attached. So check them out. All right, go ahead, bro. So what list did you pull?
I think that was probably tax delinquent.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So this started in February, and I was doing what a lot of other people were doing. Getting a big list, putting in a dollar, calling people, and I didn't get any results. And I was discouraged and everything, not thinking that I can make it and whatnot. But it wasn't until last month. I'm not sure if you heard of REI Sift.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
I started implementing REI Sift, so that's mostly.
Sorry, I thought you meant something else. No, I don't know.
Okay, REI Sift is a data management list stacking software.
Oh, nice.
I think like the basic plan is like $50 a month. The next one's $100, so it's affordable. And you put all your data in there, and it'll list stack for you.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, how many lists that record is on. And this seller happened to be on that list. It was a tax delinquent, high equity, and failed listing. So he had 3 stacks.
Go on. So for those of you who's watching this too, PropStreams, tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't do the marketing end, the wifey does. But you can also list stack on PropStreams. I'm like 99.9% sure that you can actually do that on PropStream, just an FYI.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's extra, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so after that, okay. So this guy was on multiple different lists.
Right.
Okay, got it.
So
Next.
yeah, he was on 3 different lists. So I was like, this guy's probably motivated. He's a failed listing, so he tried. He obviously tried to sell it in the past.
Yep.
So I had his number skip traced already. I called one of the numbers, and it actually wasn't him. It was his tenant. So I was talking to the tenant. I was like, oh, awesome. Could you actually put me in contact with the landlord? And she had no problem with that. So she gave me his number, and I called up the landlord, I think the next day.
Okay.
And I talked to him. He told me his situation. He was, I think, $8,000 behind on taxes.
Okay.
And he was, telling me the details of the property, how many beds, how many baths. He was telling me that he wants to sell ASAP. So I could tell he was motivated, right?
Yep.
He wants to sell ASAP. He originally was asking for 180.
Okay.
And yeah, 180,000. So I got all the details on the property, and I looked at the ARV, and it was ARV was I think between 275 and 285.
Woo, okay. So
Yeah.
when So when I talked to a seller, and the seller said that they want 180, and I went and do a research and know that the ARV is like this, dude, that this is a hot lead that got a call back. So yeah, good. Okay.
Yeah. And he had told me that another investor made him an offer of 160, and he said that was too low. So I knew where, since I knew the ARV and it seemed like a good deal, I knew what kind of ballpark to play in. So I actually called him back the next day, and he said he had talked to his wife or whatever, and I offered him 150 to, kind of lowball, leave some room for negotiation.
Yep.
And I told him, 150, we can close in 2 to 3 weeks, cash, all that good stuff. And he said it was too low. So from 180 to 150, that's 30,000. So I kind of use your script, we're $30,000 apart. If I can come up 15, you come down 15, whatever. Yeah, and it worked.
So Anthony, hold on a second. So first, I want to break this down for those of you who's listening. So list stacking means that you're not targeting the person just on one list. Like maybe they're in pre-foreclosure, but they're not on any other list. So when you list that, it means you basically take a big list and you really narrow it down. So these people are basically different. Like they have 4 or 5 other or 3 different motivations that they need to sell the property. Maybe this one, the tax delinquents, they're vacant or whatever it is, right? But in multiple pinpoints, so you take a big list. This is when you have a very low budget and you just want to basically narrow down, so that way you're basically hitting people that are just super in distress situation. And once again, prop streams, you can certainly, like I said, 99.9 that you can list that, okay? So now hold on a second. For those of you, listen, if you're having trouble talking and negotiating with the seller, right, you can check out my King Kong script. Link is in the descriptions. Keep going, Anthony.
I think I just made my own script, like your version. I kept watching, a bunch of your videos.
Oh yeah, the Friday Live cold call role play. If you guys haven't attended that, you should.
Yeah, and the videos where you were negotiating with the sellers. I was taking notes of what you would say to them.
Oh, good, bro. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this time, Anthony, you haven't met the seller and you haven't seen the property, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, got it. Okay, so do you know what's the rehab on it?
He said he had just put in 50,000 of rehab into the property.
Yep.
So he said not much was needed. He said maybe 5K max.
Okay, got it. Hold on. So he said about 5,000 rehab.
Yeah.
So now what is the actual rehab cost?
I actually don't know.
So you basically went with his number.
Yeah, I mean, we actually got to the point where we walked the property, me and 2 buyers.
Okay.
And we all walked the property. It was in excellent condition. I don't even think it needed 5,000, maybe 2 or 3, if any.
Oh, wow.
So both buyers were there, and right after the walkthrough, one of the buyers was like, Anthony, I want it. He wanted to sign right then and there, but I didn't bring a paper contract or anything. I knew it was a good deal. And I had a good feeling like they would, hop on the deal, and especially after we saw it, it was in excellent condition.
Okay, hold on a second, bro. So you offer the seller 150, and what do you end up locking the prop under contract with the seller for?
170.
Nice. Okay, so someone offered him 160. He said no. You went in even lower, and then you guys agree on 170.
Yeah, I tried to get him at 165, but he was gonna agree to it, but his wife wouldn't. The wife is the boss. So.
Yeah. You guys, listen, man. Here's a little secret, okay? If you're talking to someone that are in a relationship, whether you're asking them to do something, and if that person, that man, that guy tells you, hey, let me ask my wife, let me tell you, what he's trying to tell you is no. If he said, I have to talk to my wife about this, the answer is no. All right? I've done this multiple times. I'm guilty. When someone asks me to do something, I say, well, let me check with the wife. It's a no. Like, the answer is no, okay? So, and here's another thing I want you guys to learn from this, is the person that offered him 160, either one, didn't follow up. Did the seller tell you how long ago did he got that offer of 160?
No, he didn't tell me.
Okay. They either didn't follow up, or they did not know to negotiate, because literally they're 10,000 apart from getting a $20,000 deal, right? Yeah. So it's like when you don't know how to negotiate, or when you don't follow up with your leads, this is the problem. When it's a hot lead, if it's a hot lead like this, man, we literally, if I talk in the morning, I'll follow up at night again, or I follow up the next day, right? Obviously, you don't want to bombard them, hassle them, but you got to make sure that when you follow up, just make it a friendly follow-up. Just say, hey, just checking in, how your day going? I know we chat about this. Just want to see kind of where you're at. We're really looking for another piece of property to buy. I got some team here, some contractor. They're basically looking for work. And that's why I'm hoping to make this work. So now you're not pressure them like they feel like they're giving you a good deal, but now you're putting that on, hey, I got a crew here that needs some work, and that's why I'm willing to pay you a little bit more just to have work for these guys, right? Mm-hmm. That's the key. Okay. So now how do you find the buyer, bro?
It was, I have a buyer's list, and I just blasted it out, and one of the buyers reached out, and he's saying he was interested. He wanted to see it the same day.
Okay.
But then later that night, another interested buyer messaged me basically the same thing. So I tried to schedule, where they could have it on the same day, just one showing, because the seller he was really adamant on trying to do one showing. He didn't want, with COVID and everything, he didn't want the tenant to feel worried.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, dude, obviously, the whole interview is to make sure that we can give our audience as much info as possible here. So how did you build up what are some ways that you build up your cash buyer list?
I just constantly kept posting on Facebook.
Facebook Marketplace?
No, just like a bunch of Facebook groups.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on that wholesaling houses full time. And then I'm in Houston, so a bunch of Houston, investor groups.
Good. So those of you who's watching, and I get people ask me this all the time. So Khang, should I focus on getting a deal first, or should I focus on building my cash buyer first? Dude, you can do both. Like, I don't know why people don't understand, dude. You make a post on Facebook. Like, it's not like you're sitting there for 8 hours, right? Make a post on Facebook, and then people, the buyer will pour it in, and you just put them on your list. Like, you can do both. It's not one or the other. Do both. Okay. So that way, when you have a deal, dude, it's not like you just have a deal and you just sit there and the buyer comes. No, dude, you still got to market the dang thing. Right? Yeah. So do both. Okay. So you set up the walkthrough with the buyers, and they pretty much bought on kind of bought it on the spot.
Yeah. The first buyer, he was like, Anthony, I want it. We got to sign it tonight. And before that, I had marketed out on Facebook for 200,000. I overshot a little bit.
Sure.
So I overshot for 200,000. Those two buyers, they wanted to see the property, and then the first guy actually ended up offering 193, 193,000, but he wanted to do 3K earnest money. And then maybe an hour later, the second buyer called me and was like, "Hey, Anthony, we're gonna match that 193, but 7K earnest money."
Okay.
So it kind of made me feel like they were more serious.
Sure.
So it was kind of a battle, but I ended up going with the 7K earnest money guys.
Gotcha, dude. So based on this numbers, dude, and especially Houston, Texas, dude, Houston, Texas is a hot market.
Yeah.
So now, how long did it? Okay, so once you lock this property under contract, how long did it take you to find a buyer? 1 day, 2 day, or what?
Let me see. Probably a couple days, because I only had it. My due diligence period was, I think, 7 days.
Okay.
So
wait, hold on a second, dude. Let me help you out, bro.
No.
So you got so you put on your contract a 7 days inspections?
Yeah, because he had a deadline to close. He needed to close. He has a business and he needed the money to pay his employees or whatever.
Sure.
So we didn't have that much time. Yeah, he needed to close by July 13th, but we ended up closing on the 15th, and he was okay with it. He got his money and everything. So.
Got it, man. So now, how much earnest money did you have to put down with the seller?
I put 100.
$100.
Yeah.
Now listen, man. Those of you, if you tell me, Khang, dude, I don't have $100, dude. Bro, if you don't have $100, if you can't find a way to get $100, then maybe you shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Get a job and just be done, dude. You can go stand in the corner for 1 day and get $100. Come on, man. Shit, show a little bit of skin and you can get $100, man. People come up with all kind of excuses, dude. You either do whatever it takes, or you don't. If you don't, then you're not an entrepreneur. You're an employee. It's like two different person, dude. You're either an employee or you're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur willing to do whatever it takes. Like, they'll hustle, they'll grind. Obviously, to me, it's ethical, right? You're not stepping on anybody's or doing anything wrong to get that money. But dude, they will do whatever it takes in their power to make it happen. There's just no excuse, period. If you make excuses, dude, just stick with the job. Some people don't understand that. All right, man. So that's it. So now how much did your okay, so your buyer put 7,000.
Yeah, 7,000 non-refundable.
And how quick was the closing, bro?
From the time they put the earnest money, it was about a week and a half, maybe 10 days.
Dude, how do you feel after you got the 23G?
I honestly, I felt like I was on top of the world because
Hell yeah.
when you get that check in your hand, the first time, you hold that check, you're like, damn, I did this, but yeah.
Bro, I remember when I first got my my $50,000 from a fix and flip. And my wife and I, dude, went out to this nice fancy dinner, which is some of you probably do it on a regular base, but for us at that time, dude, we just closed on this 50K profit and took her out to the nice dinner. It was like $120. And before that, my wife and I would never, dude. It was always pho, right? Noodle soup, $20 dinner. Wife and I, $20 cheap date, like the wife cheap, right? And so I took it out, man. At that moment, dude, we're like, oh man, we're gonna be so rich, dude, because something clicked. We're like, hey, wow, we can make this X amount in X amount of time, and like we just knew it's just, hey, now that we know the process, just basically rinse and repeat.
Right.
But anyways, dude, Anthony, I got one question for you, man. And be honest, dude, you're not gonna hurt my feeling.
Oh no.
Between me and Pineda, dude. Who do you like better, bro?
Oh.
I'm just kidding, bro. So I'm just kidding, dude. So Anthony, man, let's wrap this up, man. How can people connect with you, dude? Connect, network.
I am on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
Handle is Anthony Song with 2 G's. So 3 G's. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anthony, what are some tips, advice, feedback that you can give to the people that's watching this, bro?
I think the main thing is persistence. Just you've always said, you're gonna get a lot more no's than yeses.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely got more no's than yeses, and you're gonna feel down. You're gonna feel like you can't do it, and then you just got to keep going. And also a good support system is good too. My girlfriend's always been very supportive.
Good for you.
Yeah, and actually a week or two before this deal closed, I had another deal locked up, and they tried to steal my earnest money, and it was $13,000 or $15,000. I'm not going to say what title company it is,
sure,
because they might see it, but
sure.
They didn't have anything in writing, and they tried to tell me, they use the money for all the units that they opened for escrow. Ooh. With title.
Okay.
And they tried to steal that money from me. And I was at that point, I was like broken down. I'm not gonna lie, I was crying. I was like, damn, I can't do this. I'm gonna quit real estate or whatever. But my girlfriend was there for me. She was there to comfort me and pray for me. So
good for you, bro. Dude, good for you, man. Dude, dude, I want to say, man, I'm happy that you found someone that's basically starting from the bottom with you. The wife and I were just the same, man. I mean, when I was going through the 6-month period, right, trying to get my first deal, educating and taking action at the same time, same thing, dude. I was like, man, can I really do this? Even though you want to believe that you can, but there's a percentage where you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll just, dude, it comes to my head all the time. People ask me, Khang, when you go through that, did you ever thought about quitting? Yeah. Multiple times where I just like, dude, maybe I just go be an employee, dude. Honestly, just stick with working at a job so I don't have to deal with this. It's sometimes the pain is just so much, but that pain is basically it's a test and to challenge you, like, do you really have what it takes or not? Because if you can't even handle that, how can you handle, building a bigger, building a business, running a team, and et cetera, right? Because obviously, right. But beside your girlfriend was being there, bro, with the support, man, Anthony, what might be another reason that actually helped you to push through, bro? Is there anything else that when you think about it, man, when you were down, like, what was there something else?
To be honest, I think it's just trusting God. just trusting, God will be there for me, take care of what, needs to be done. It's all part of his plan. And I just started going to the church maybe about 10 months ago, but as time went on, it's getting into like a bigger part of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm actually getting baptized next month.
Oh, congrats.
So, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for you, bro. I totally 100% can relate. Same thing. When I was going through the tough times, beside the wife being there, man, definitely God, right? I pray all the time. Dude, there was time where I almost lost everything. I got myself in a pretty hot mess, dude. Pretty hot mess. I cried for 4 nights. Didn't sleep for 4 nights. It was really bad.
Wow.
At this time, the wife was in Vietnam, and I flew over here to take care of some of my rehab project. And I didn't tell the wife about this because I didn't want to put the stress on her. I was just soaking in all myself. And I just like, Khang, you're going to figure all this out yourself. But honestly, man, at that time, even though I want to believe that I can, but I was so vulnerable that it was just hard, extremely hard for me. And I pray every single day. I pray. And a lot, it's just, and then magical things start to happen. And everything just kind of line, and everything, the people and the things just comes in at a right spot. And my problem was able to be resolved. And that's all I can tell you guys. I'm definitely no hero or anything to get here, man. It weren't for God, if it weren't for the wife to be there the time that I needed, I wouldn't be here doing what I do. So definitely. Anyways, bro, but Anthony, wrap this up, man. Anything else you want to say? We're gonna shut this down.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna, obviously keep going after the next deal. I had a goal at the beginning of this year. I want to hit 100K this month.
Nice.
But now that I got a $22,000 check, I want to aim for $50,000 a month. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So your next goal is 50,000 a month?
50,000 a month.
You got it, bro. Anthony, man, keep me posted on your journey. I love seeing your growth, dude. And let's stay connected. For those of you who's watching, I want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, but not just that. I hopefully that you're able to get some nuggets from this. And obviously my best wish to you is keep pushing forward, just keep going. And whenever you come across where you feel like you're going to give up, I want you to remember this, and remember this forever. When you give up, you did not just give up on yourself and on your dreams, but you gave up on everybody. Your son, your kids, your sister, your brother, your mama, your papa, your relative. Like you gave up on the people that actually need and depend on you to succeed, to give them the life that they deserve. So you remember that whenever you want to feel like you're giving up, one, you have to work at the job forever, but then you gave up on everybody else that depend on you to succeed because they gave up on their dream because they couldn't do it. Now it's up to you to make it happen. I want you to remember that. But anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoy this. Remember, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Wholesale to Million family. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on the bell notification so when I upload a new video or when I go live, you get notified. Anthony, thank you so much for your time, bro. Best of luck. Wish you much more success, and keep me posted.
Absolutely. Thank you, Khang.
Yep. Take care, bro.
Bye.